A new Miss America has been crowned, and she has us in the New York state of mind.
Coming up, Newswatch reporter DeAndrea Turner tells us what students thought of the revamped pageant competition.
Good evening, and thank you for tuning in to Newswatch Ole Miss. I'm Matthew Henley.
And I'm Carson King.
A new Miss America was crowned last night without a swimsuit competition.
Newswatch reporter Sarah Doan was in Atlantic City last night and got the reaction of Miss America herself about the competition without the swimsuit portion.
Food, tiaras, and pageants. Students gathered Sunday night at the Student Activities Association.
Not even the weather could put a damper on last night's final. And even the judges didn't shy away from talking about no swimsuits at this year's Miss America competition.
You know, I think what surprises me is how amazing the show was tonight, even without the swimsuit competition. I have long felt very good about the swimsuit competition.
Even the new Miss America, Nina Franklin, spoke her thoughts on no swimsuit category 2.
Part of it was, like I was just saying, eating a little more because there was no swimsuit. And, you know, the changes, I think, will be great for our organization.
From Atlantic City, Sarah Doan, Newswatch, Ole Miss.
And students cheered on Miss Mississippi and Miss Tennessee last night at an SAA watch party as they competed in the Miss America pageant. Newswatch reporter DeAndrea Turner is live from the Student Union Ballroom right now with more. DeAndrea?
Sunday night, 51 women's life changed as they competed for the title of Miss America 2019. The Meek School of Journalism very own Miss Mississippi and Miss Tennessee both competed for that title. Students gathered right here in the Student Union Ballroom to cheer them on from home. Food, tiaras, and pageants. Students gathered Sunday night at the Student Activities Association watch party to cheer on two Meek School of Journalism students competing at the Miss America pageant. Miss Mississippi Asia Branch and Miss Tennessee Christine Williamson both competed in the revamped pageant. Although neither of them took home the crown, their supporters were still optimistic that they will continue to make a difference.
Miss Mississippi is obviously the next best thing to being Miss America, so she's going to make our state very proud regardless of how things go tonight.
I think Christine and Asia are going to come back and make their home states so proud.
Branch and Williamson were also supported by the Meek School of Journalism. One marketing class raised money to go towards each of their platforms.
Both of the girls are in the Meek School of Journalism, and we decided that it'd be a great idea to promote them and whether they're fundraisers so that also we could support Meek School of Journalism.
Eager to know who the winners would be, the crowd of students still cheered for a winner in Miss America 2.0.
Thinking Team Nebraska. Yes.
It's really anyone's game when they get to Atlantic City.
The newly crowned winner is Miss New York, Nia Franklin. The Asia Branch left the competition with the Quality of Life Award. Both Branch and Williamson will continue their tenure representing Mississippi and Tennessee. Reporting live from the Student Union, DeAndrea Turner, Newswatch, Ole Miss.
Thanks, DeAndrea. And while Miss America 2019 has just been crowned, the organization still seems to be under hot water. Miss America 2018 Kara Mund was crowned last September. And after Mund's allegations against the Miss America leadership, board, and staff, they decided to initiate an independent review within the organization. The Miss America organization felt as though the allegations and concerns should be taken seriously and thoroughly and promptly investigated. After the investigation was complete, the Miss America organization released the findings that there was not sufficient evidence to uphold her claims. And this Saturday, Ole Miss had their home opener against Southern Illinois. Sports Watch reporter AJ Norwood was at the Vaught to see the offensive fireworks up close.
It was an exciting first day at the Vaught as the Rebels played their first home game in what seemed as a slugfest when they took on the Southern Illinois Salukis. Jordan Tayamu was exceptionally well as he threw for 448 yards and 5 touchdowns. A.J. Brown hauled in 2 touchdowns for 158 yards. Perhaps one of the biggest stories of the night was sophomore wide receiver Braylon Sanders stepping in for the injured DeMarcus Lodge as he brought in 133 yards and 1 touchdown. The Rebels struggled often on the defensive side of the football in the first half, but a big scooping score from Vernon Dasher seemed to ignite the fire as they came out with a win 76-41. The Rebels will be hosting the #1 Alabama Crimson Tide as they come to Oxford next week. and hopefully Ole Miss can repair their defense and keep the same energy they had offensively when they play the Tide. Reporting from Vaught Hemingway Stadium, AJ Norwood, Newswatch Ole Miss.
Coming up in Sports Watch, Annie Mapp will let you know what head coach Matt Luke and quarterback Jordan Ta'amu had to say after this week's victory.
Well, if you're in the Greek community, you might be noticing a new fee you have to pay to help pay for resources to help those within the community. Newswatch reporter Annie Sharp talked to a few students to see what they think.
A new fee of $50 is being charged to Ole Miss Greek students through their bursar.
I think it's a good idea. I feel like maybe they should have given us more of a say in it, but I think it'll go towards good things.
The fee charges all students involved with a Greek organization, no matter their status within their house.
I don't think you should have to pay it if you're studying abroad or under 12 hours, or if you're on any kind of special status within your sorority or fraternity. But if you're a normal member and you're obviously here studying on the Oxford campus, then I think you should.
Dominic Lincoln, a member of the Delta Psi chapter, isn't excited about how the new fee is going to affect him in the Panhellenic community.
I would say it's about half and half. I know a lot of people that pay for their own dues and a lot of people that also kind of had their parents pay or help them out a little bit. I think it just kind of depends on the person.
Students' main concern is that they feel like they didn't have a say in whether it was implemented or not.
I just think it's kind of, it's hard because everyone already pays a lot for dues and fraternities in general, and I think it also has an impact of being something you have to pay, and even though we didn't really get a vote on it or anything like that, so I feel like it has a pretty negative impact on everybody in fraternity systems, especially me, and paying my own dues and things like that.
Annie Sharp, Newswatch, Ole Miss.
Well, grab your gaming mouse. Ole Miss Esports is set to begin competing against teams from other schools this year. The 200-member club was founded in 2017 and will establish 10 separate teams that will compete in events this semester. Now, over the summer, the UM Division of Outreach sent out a survey to gauge interest in esports that read, "The university is looking at ways it can further support esports and gaming enthusiasts." As of March 2018, ESPN lists nearly 50 collegiate esports teams across the country.
And some exciting news for the Oxford community. 2 construction projects on campus are very close to being completed. The much-anticipated new student union is projected to be completed early 2019. This will house many organizations on campus, as well as a Barnes & Nobles and a coffee shop. The South Campus Recreation and Transportation Hub is planned for a spring of 2019 opening. Plans include a 121,000 square foot facility, including a climbing wall, elevated track, conference rooms, and more. This building will house Ole Miss Outdoors, William McGee Center for Wellness Education, and the Department of Parking and Transportation. And tomorrow marks the 17th anniversary of the September 11th terrorist attacks. Newswatch reporter Thomas Goris is in studio to tell us how one organization on campus is remembering that day. Thomas.
That's right, Carson. Like you said, tomorrow marks 17 years since terrorists hijacked 4 planes and crashed them into the World Trade Center towers, the Pentagon, and an open field in Pennsylvania. Ole Miss ROTC held their annual 9/11 Memorial Run this past Saturday to remember the lives that were lost.
Early Saturday morning, before the first tailgaters reached the Grove, Ole Miss was alive with the sounds of military cadence and the stomping of feet. Hundreds of ROTC cadets and Oxford first responders gathered together for the annual 9/11 Memorial Run. The event honors the nearly 3,000 Americans that died in New York and Washington, D.C. 17 years ago. Despite the early start time, Army ROTC cadet Thomas Bacon felt more than ready to tackle the 3-mile run.
It feels great, once you get those cadences going, you get the adrenaline pumping, you have your all your friends with you, and it's amazing. It's an amazing experience, and the support is fantastic.
This year's run was the 8th time the memorial service was held. Senior Kira Betnecci is a New York native whose father served as a 9/11 first responder. She hopes people continue to come together to honor the memory of those that died on 9/11 for years to come.
I was 4 years old when it happened, and it was my first memory. It's our job to keep it going and to tell people how it felt that day, to tell people that your mom was hysterically crying in the kitchen talking to your dad who was on his way to New York City.
Coach Kermit Davis served as the keynote speaker for the post-race ceremony. Event organizers hope to continue to grow the Memorial Run next year. Matthew and Carson, back to you at the desk.
Thank you, Thomas. Coming up, find out the latest on Hurricane Florence and what you need to prepare for.
And stay tuned to find out which step the CBS CEO just took and what that could mean for the network. But first, Jessica Everett has your first look at the current conditions.
This week's weather headlines, we do have some cloudy skies, high humidity is back on the rise, and I know it was a little bit cool this morning, but temperatures will gradually warm back up as the week continues. Looking at our radar, you can see that there's nothing on the radar right now, but coming up on Storm Watch, we will see if the chance of rain will continue.
What do you think you're doing, Kevin?
Was just gonna drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
Like hearing voices?
Like your text-to-emoji ratio?
Oh man, the selfies.
Selfie, nailed it. We all have warning signs that let us know that we're probably not okay to drive. Mine is pretending to be your subconscious.
Craig, come on man, let's split a ride home.
So, I'm kind of new here, but I've noticed a trend. My human does this funny thing where she goes around and gets all my toys, and then she hides them in that basket by the door. It's like, hello, that's where you put it last time. You were the worst at hide and go seek.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move, so I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day, I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
I, Krista, take you, Jamie, to be my wife. When we found out that we were pregnant, we were just elated. We were just sitting there waiting for the pediatrician. She said she won't be taking you in as a client.
We are a lesbian couple, but she's just a baby. She's the one you're denying the service to.
The Carolinas are right in the bullseye of where Hurricane Florence is headed, and both South and North Carolina's governors have asked for a federal disaster declaration ahead of the Category 4 hurricane.
Just filling up, getting ready for, the hurricane, and I got a couple of boats that I got to move and just gas for the generators.
Midday Monday, the National Weather Service called Florence a Category 3 storm, then within an hour upgraded it to a Category 4.
The best safety plan is preparation and common sense. We still have a couple of days to get ready, so let's use that time.
Before Florence makes impact late Thursday night or Friday morning, some on the coast, including people on North Carolina's Hatteras Island, are already evacuated.
Florence is a threat well beyond our coast, so inland counties need to be ready as well.
People are stocking up.
They're completely out of water. So he's going to try to go up the beach, but I guarantee they're out of water too.
Supply stores are selling a lot of plywood and generators. Officials warn people to be prepared to be without power for a while and to clear debris from their yards before high winds pick it up and create damage. South Carolina is also preparing to be in the path of the storm.
At noon tomorrow, we're going to reverse the lanes on 4 big roads leading from the coast.
The South Carolina governor says 1 million people will be trying to leave the coast. People in Charleston are already offering free sandbags. Officials in both states,
we do know that we're in the bullseye,
say this is just the beginning.
There are several other storms lurking in both the Atlantic and the Pacific. Isaac and Helene are out in the Atlantic but may not hit the continental U.S. in the Pacific. Hawaii is preparing for Hurricane Olivia. Well, today is World Suicide Prevention Day. The purpose is to raise awareness that suicide can be prevented. The day was organized by the International Association for Suicide Prevention and co-sponsored by the World Health Organization. According to the WHO's first global report on suicide prevention, published last week, more than 800,000 people die by suicide every year. That's about one person every 40 seconds. In the United States, suicide rates have gone up 25% in the last 20 years. The phone number for the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline is 1-800-273-TALK.
A Dallas police officer is arrested after killing a man who was in his own apartment. The cop has since been released on bond, and the victim's family is demanding justice. A vigil this weekend for Botham Jean. The 26-year-old was fatally shot by Dallas police officer Amber Geiger.
We're still dealing in America with black people being killed in some of the most arbitrary ways. Driving while black, walking while black, and now we have to add living while black.
Authorities say Jean, a St. Lucia native, was in his apartment on Thursday when Geiger entered, mistakenly thinking it was her own place.
We know that although she clocked out, she was still in her uniform when she committed this crime. We know that she used her service weapon.
Geiger was arrested Sunday, charged with manslaughter, and released shortly after, posting a $300,000 bond. Dallas Mayor Mike Rawlings issued a statement thanking the Texas Rangers for thoroughly investigating this tragic case, also asking the public to pray for Jean's family. Jean was an associate at PricewaterhouseCoopers and a worship leader and Bible study teacher.
He was living, doing everything that you want a young person to do. He had no criminal history. He was an amazing student. He was an amazing citizen.
His funeral is scheduled for Thursday. Geiger has been in the Dallas Police Department for 4 years. DallasNews.com reports that she was involved in a non-fatal shooting last year after a suspect took her taser. She was not charged. CBS CEO Leslie Moonves has stepped down after sexual allegations against him, spanning much of his career. This comes after a New Yorker article was published in August highlighting Moonves' sexual allegations, where 6 women accused Moonves of sexual misconduct and damaging their careers. Then a second New Yorker article was published on Sunday containing allegations against 6 more women. CBS has said they have been investigating the situation since August and plan to donate $20 million to one or more organizations supporting the hashtag #MeToo movement and equality for women in the workforce.
Well, with the cool weather and overcast skies in Oxford today, fall might be coming a little early this year.
I sure hope it does, Matthew. And today was a nice break from that summer heat. Jessica Everett will let us know if the cool temperatures will continue this week in her extended forecast coming up next on Stormwatch.
Listen, you're my friend.
I noticed you haven't really been yourself recently.
Yeah, I feel like something's up.
How are you?
Are you okay?
Is there anything you want to talk about?
I just want to know how you're feeling.
And listen, even if you don't know what to say, I'm here to talk.
No matter what you're going through,
I just want you to know I'm here.
I've got your back.
when you want to talk, I'm here.
Did you put a new dent in that?
This one? No.
Were you texting and driving again?
Yes.
Hi, Leah.
Hi, Dad.
Sorry about your bumper.
Today was a very cool day. Currently we're sitting at a cool 71 degrees. It is mostly cloudy outside. Now looking at our current radar, you can see that there are some scattered little showers here and there, but currently it's very clear. Now moving on to the all-around current forecast, you can definitely tell that in South Haven and Oxford is 71 degrees, Holly Springs at 70, Corinth at 72, and Tupelo the warmest at 73. Looking at tomorrow's temperatures, you can see that South Haven, Oxford, and Holly Springs will rise to 80, Corinth at a warm 82, and Tupelo the warmest at 85. Moving on into tonight's temperatures, you can see that we will cool all the way down to 62 degrees. Partly cloudy, and then we do have a light breeze with a low chance of rain. Moving on to tomorrow's temperatures, you can see that we will warm up to 81 degrees. It is still mostly cloudy with a light, cool breeze. Now moving on into our 5-day forecast, you can see that Wednesday we will warm up to 84 with a low of 67. Thursday, Friday, and Saturday warming up all the way to 89 with the lows in the high 60s. Now for Saturday and Sunday, make sure to pack your sunglasses because it's going to be all sunny days. Back to you at the desk.
Thank you, Jessica. Coming up, Ole Miss soccer have started out of the gate on fire, but find out if they continue their good form in Arkansas this weekend.
That's right, and Serena Williams lost the U.S. Open with some controversial calls from the umpire. But see what else she lost up next in Sports Watch.
Don't ignore the subtext. It's on us to intervene in sexual assault. Because we can. Take the pledge at itsonus.org.
There was an old woman who lived in a shoe. She had so many children, she didn't know what to do. She gave them some broth without any bread and kissed them all soundly and put them to bed. Hunger is a story we can end. End it at feedingamerica.org.
You think getting dumped by text is harsh? Try getting dumped by a tennis ball. My ex-owner drove me out to the woods, yelled fetch, and by the time I brought the ball back, he was gone. Yeah, I was pissed. But the folks at the shelter helped me let go of my anger. I learned coping skills, like taking it to the hole. Boom! Now I'm ready to fetch again. But how about I throw and you run and get it?
Welcome to Sports Watch. I'm Annie Mapp. After taking on Southern Illinois, the football team is getting their agenda ready to take on number 1 Alabama. The team will be working extra hard this week in practice for
There are certain games where you're going to have to go outscore them, and that there's going to be a time this year where we're going to need our defense to step up and make some stops to help the offense. So you figure out a way to win games. You know, it's not offense, it's not defense, it's a team, and we got to just keep getting better as a team. But I'm very, very pleased with Jordan, the offense, scoring enough points to win the game.
I think we're just gonna we're more hungry now. We never got embarrassed like that before. So this is my first start against Alabama, so I'm excited and ready to play, and I'm ready to make smart decisions and get rid of the ball fast.
The team will be working extra hard this week in practice to prepare for a tough face-off against the Crimson Tide in the Vaught on Saturday. And the Ole Miss soccer team also played over the weekend with matches against UConn and FAU on Friday. The Rebel defense appeared to be absent against UConn, where they lost 3-4. The Huskies got a quick lead after netting 3 goals in the first 2 minutes. Ole Miss fought back but was unable to recover after a goal UConn made in the 52nd minute.
But on the brighter side, the Rebels defeated FAU Sunday thanks to a game-winning goal from Gabby Little to secure a score of 2-1. The Rebels will hit the road again on Thursday to take on Alabama. And Ole Miss volleyball is still sweeping through their season. The Rebels got their 8th straight win at the Georgia State Invitational in Atlanta this weekend. The first face-off was against Sam Houston State, where the Rebs kept their momentum up, winning the first 3 sets, 25-19, 25-6, and 25-9. But the Rebs kept that same energy and used multiple mini rallies in the next match against Georgia State, setting a repeat, once again winning 3 sets for 25-17, 25-13, and 25-16. Ole Miss will get back to action on Tuesday for a special 9/11 match against Memphis. And Serena Williams is in the hot seat after participating in the U.S. Open during the weekend. Williams was fined $17,000 for 3 code violations during her match, where she lost against Naomi Osaka. According to the U.S. Tennis Association, Williams was charged $10,000 for verbal abuse towards chair umpire Carlo Ramos, $4,000 for being warned for coaching, and $3,000 for breaking her racket. After the game, Williams accused Ramos of gender bias, saying he penalized her for expressing her feelings, stating men are hardly ever called out for it. Tennis icon Billie Jean King went to Twitter to show his support for Williams, giving her thanks for calling out the double standard. Now that's all I have for you today in sports. Be sure to follow us at newswatch_UM to stay up to date with all things sports. Matthew, Carson, back to you guys at the desk.
That's an expensive racket. Thanks, Annie. Up next, we'll take a look at one Mississippi team's magical night this past weekend.
Stay tuned to see both her crowning moment and how she became the belle of the ball. Football, that is.
Here is my handle and here is my spout.
When I get all steamed up, then I shout.
Tip me over and pour me out. Oh.
It only takes a moment to make a moment.
Cheers.
Take time to be a dad today.
We are Ole Miss Rebels. As Mississippi's flagship university, we dig deeper, see farther, work harder. We pioneered human organ transplants. We helped prove Einstein's theory of gravitational waves. We are distinguished as a Carnegie R1 top 2.5% research institution. We are Ole Miss, transforming lives and the world.
They gave me Vicodin after my knee surgery. They kept prescribing it, so I kept taking it. I didn't know it would be this addictive. I didn't know how far I'd go to get more.
Opioid dependence can happen after just 5 days. Know the truth, spread the truth.
This year, patriotism shouldn't just be about pride of country. It should be about love. Remember that to love America is to love all Americans. Because love has no labels.
Well, it was quite the Friday for Mississippi High School senior Kaylee Foster. She started the day being named homecoming queen at Ocean Springs High School. Foster then traded in her tiara for a football helmet, where she's the team place kicker. She made 2 field goals in regulation, then kicked the game-winning extra point in overtime.
You heard that right. Foster's already made 11 extra points and 3 field goals this year and has been place kicking competitively since she was in 7th grade. But she says her first sports love is soccer, and she'll be playing that sport next year at Mississippi College. In the meantime, Foster says she'll relish being the homecoming queen. Wow, what an accomplishment, Matthew.
Yeah, speaking of football, Alabama week. Hopefully it's not going to be as hot as this past Saturday.
Definitely not. Hopefully the great weather will bring some great luck for our football Rebel fans.
Awesome. We got to roll the
Perfect.
tide. I was melting last week.
Thanks, Jessica.
Thank you, Jessica. That's all we have for tonight. Thank you for tuning in to Newswatch Ole Miss. I'm Matthew.
Be sure to join us here again tomorrow night at 5 and on NewsWatchOleMiss.com. You can also find our show on HottyToddy.com. I'm Carson King. Thank you and good night.